It is not necessarily the crack ass of dawn, but it is early, especially for a weekend. We're back at Chris's place. You see there, I'm finally doing the clutch. I don't know, I guess you say upgrade, but at this point, it's a necessity. The 510 has me totally broke, and I've been slipping this clutch for a while. So it's about time to finally get this fixed. Chris is over here, he was manhandling my knob. Got a B&M short shifter. So with the B&M short shifter, with Bob the knob, which is a long throw shifter, it actually gets back close to factory, because you know a long throw shifter will kind of make the shift really far, and then with the short shifter it kind of puts it back. A nice little hack, you know, quotation marks, if you want to call it that, but it works well. We're working with the Jim Wolf HD slave. Now the Z34 V36 slave is very, very loved by the community. It's one of the major problems with this platform, with the JK transmission. But like I said, since I bought the car, when I bought the car in 2014-ish with 30,000 miles, I put on the RJM clutch pedal. And the RJM clutch pedal released the pressure because the stock pedal actually kept pressure on the clutch assembly. And I don't know if that's what causes premature wear. The car is about 90-something thousand miles right now, and it still has the factory clutch slave cylinder. Along with that, we have this clutch and flywheel pack. I really don't know what I'm going to do with this clutch. It looks super aggressive. I'm a little worried. When I was talking to Ben at JWT, I described the kind of driving I wanted to do, and he keeps recommending this clutch. Keeps saying I want to go. I always drive to the back roads real heavily, real aggressively, do a bunch of heel toe up and down. So he keeps recommending that. I keep asking him, what about engagement? Is it not going to slip? Is it like an on-off switch? Is it just going to be a rough experience? He keeps saying, no, I love it. So I decided to give it a try. And then next, because daily, I went with the aluminum flywheel. Stupid sandwich plate. Look at all this oil I gotta deal with. I gotta make sure if the sensors, if it's the sensors leaking or if it's the actual plate leaking. No, making everything else messy. Alright, so here it is. A clutch slave cylinder for a JK with about 90,000 miles on it. It's kind of greasy and funky up in here. The other one, it's a heavy duty one. Should where it works with the factory lines and everything. You want the manual? But we don't need those sticky manuals. Brand in there. Vision 322B. Ooh, that spins. It spins nicely. It's a good looking part. Let's see what Chris is doing here. I'm going to take the clip out. Like a push connect? Yeah. Okay. Don't lose this. Plastic thing, yeah. Yeah, it's like Vanta black. You know the really dark black? Get a good snip right here. What big A Chris wants? Hey Chris, what's up, man? Yeah, we got Trini out doing the slave right now. Alright, so we got the slave in. Things to note. Getting this in, the factory lines into the body here, I would say that's an intermediate. What do you call that, Chris? The silver part we took out?
I would take that out.
Yeah, but what was that, like an intermediate adapter, I guess?
Yeah,
so
from the clutch pipe.
For the fluid inlet. So we had to take the silver part out, take it to the bench, took the two parts together, and actually kind of gently tap it together to get it in, because it was a very tight fitting.
I couldn't get it in straight.
Yeah, just couldn't get it in, even with the lines here free. Chris wanted to just make sure extra careful and not to roll the O-ring, so we took everything out and just married everything just slowly, just more securely, more I guess. What would you say? That's the word, confidence. That's the word. Yeah. Just to get them married together more confidently. And here she is. Original clutch. Still got the Nissan brand on it. That's how they look. I'm kinda embarrassed to see it off, to see how the flywheel will be. The flywheel tells no lies. Right, Chris?
I'll tell you if you're hot.
I'll also tell you if you ride the clutch too damn much. So, we'll see. You think almost every clutch kit comes with alignment tool. You okay? Need a hand? Ooh. Remember, there was just one time I slapped second and it went nowhere. And I think I see it. If you look, it looks like a star. Like right there, there, and there. Look at those burn marks. Oh my goodness. What you got here? Huh? Yeah, it's been slipping a while. Like the 510 had my money. Oh yeah, look at the three sides. The three parts there too. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Still had plenty of material. Yeah, it's never worn out, but it was slipping. Alright, Chris, let me hear it. Bad driving or just...
Well, exactly what I expected. Same man.
Well, can you tell a driver by marks on a flywheel?
I mean, every clutch has to slip in order to engage.
Right.
The question is it excessive? I mean, for sport sedan, no, I wouldn't call it excessive.
Okay.
But
So I'm not a bad driver?
I would say so. I mean, I can smoke a clutch in 2 miles.
Uh-huh. Okay. got the Master Tech seal of approval. I'm not an asshole driver. Quick parts run in the Z. We gotta go get that socket for that flywheel. Oh, it's a manual too. I just noticed.
Yeah.
That's nice. So Chris was just showing me this one's got the accent lights. So it has a little cup holder lights. It's got little footwell lights. I don't know if you can see the footwell lights. Yeah, probably not. It's too damn bright. But yeah, we stuck at the Mickey Donald's, trying to get some fuel and then go start back working on the car. Well, we're back. It's extremely windy, but you guys need to get one. Fun ride, great pull, great acceleration. Nissan did a good job. Dual mass in this, up the dual mass. And then you had the index teat for the sensor. See the little teeth for the sensor. Crank position.
That's index. There. So if you put the new flywheel, you can drive that pin forward on accident.
Let's go look at it.
It either doesn't start or it says I.
Oh man. So okay, good. It has a spot for it. Yeah.
But do you see the stock flywheel? It does not. It has several holes.
Oh, so you can just put it in anywhere.
So see those other holes?
That is for that pin.
If you put that pin in that hole, you get IVT codes. So when it's offset that way, you know, the crank sensor picks up off of those teeth. But if it's offset, because you didn't have the index pin in right, the ECM thinks the crank's in one position, and then it sees where the cam position sensors are, and it throws a correlation here. Cam angle doesn't make sense. You guys use bread?
Use what?
Bread?
Bread?
Yeah, like smash up some white bread.
Really?
Yeah.
So you just shove some grease in there, and then you put a socket that's the same diameter as the shaft, as the inside of the bearing, and then
get grease in the cavity. Behind it.
So the pressure and the thickness, because it's not going to compress easily.
No, you're trying to hydraulic the push.
Right. And the grease will push it out. So do you rather this method than like a puller?
Yeah, I'd rather do it this way.
The puller will probably gouge or drag or something.
You can't get a puller in there very well.
Gotcha.
Yep.
The juvenile come out. Feeling it move?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to get the grease behind the...
Right, but I just didn't know if you were like moving back.
Nah,
or
it's
pushing.
it's still... It's a press fit in the end of that crankshaft.
Okay.
So, until it's all the way out.
I just know after a while if it'll loosen up or not.
Yeah, if it comes out eventually.
Yay! Big old messy thing. Oh, brass bush. That's pretty good. 90,000 miles on that thing. Chris is finishing up torquing the pressure plate, but you know that alignment tool right there in the middle, that's from a Mazda. And the reason that's from a Mazda is because after you spend like $1,300, $1,400, you don't get an alignment tool. Yeah, that's kind of lame. J-Speed, everybody sends alignment tool. Apparently not Jim Wolf. Yes, it's cheap at a parts store, but come on. So we have a... wait, ready?
You ready? Come here.
I guess for something that wasn't made for it, we did get a little plug. Custom fit. So that's what we had to do. Made a fit the pilot bearing, get it in there. We did get that Gucci sound, that ooh, that pop. Golden. It's been forever since I was able to do that, and man, it's so much fun. Woo! Breaking loose these 275s, man, is just great. It's just great. You just step on it. I don't have to drop the clutch or anything like that. The car just, it's so good. Oh man, yeah, it's awesome, dude. It's awesome. Ooh, my bad. A couple days, we're past over our 250 mark. We're actually past 500 miles during the braking period. Normal driving, no hard shifting, no rev matching, anything too crazy. No power sliding or anything like that. But as you see earlier, oh man, she's back. It's been so long since I was able to do a nice little ass end kick out by just smashing that gas pedal. The clutch feels good. Initially, when I first did it that night, I was driving home, I was taking my time. I was worried about having to ride the clutch. I was worried that I wouldn't be able to brake in the clutch correctly because it would be a heavy clutch, it would be aggressive. But driving it, it was super smooth. The engagement was super easy. And it was like driving the factory clutch. Seriously, it was that easy. I've been driving it now, like say, for over 500 miles, and it's really enjoyable. The only negatives I can say right now is, let me load it up. We drop the RPMs and strain the engine a little bit. You hear some chatter. I can't. Probably going up the hill. We'll get that in a second. But because the RGM pedal, like I told you, allowed my factory clutch safe cylinder to last this long by disengaging it fully. That's one of the two negatives I have with this setup, is that noise. With no preload or anything on the system, on the transmission, the clutch, the input shaft, and everything in the transmission, it is loud. You could definitely hear the input shaft turning and the gears whirring away. So it's a little windy, so I apologize for that. Let me kind of hide the camera behind the door so it won't get much of that wind noise. But you hear that rattle? What that rattle is, from factory, the factory pedal and the clutch, which I guess kind of put a little preload on the input shaft. So you never really heard that. Let me show you for existence. If I push the clutch all the way in, it goes away. As soon as I remove my foot off the clutch, you hear it. As I apply pressure slowly, I'm not fully engaging the clutch. There I am. Well, right there. But as I come off, the preload is on the system. You don't really hear the input shaft as much, so you don't hear that rotating assembly. It kind of sucks, but I guess it's something I'll have to deal with. The other thing is, let's go up the hill. And I'm going to put the engine on load, and then we'll hear the chatter. I don't want to hit that curb. Let's just go back a little bit, be a little safer. On the window down, see if we can get a little bit of this chatter. I think I'll probably get it better in third gear going up. There it is. So I'm kind of putting a little excessive load on the engine to create that chatter. It doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen. So that's another thing. But that's all normally comes with like an aluminum flywheel. Your steel flywheels and stuff like that may not be affected. So all in all, I'm very happy. I do still have my busted rear end bushing. I have no collars, no brace. So the back end is kind of floppy. Those are still sitting in the box collecting dust forever now. Still a little pull. Chip that third. Like I just said, I still have the busted rear end. I got no suffering colors, no diff brace. Still had a nice chirp on second gear and third gear. I do need to get those mods done. I absolutely need to get those mods done, tighten up that rear end. But it's a great clutch. It's not like for starting to go traffic. I don't think it is that aggressive. There are some times when I drove it and it was a little touch and go and really touchy, but then there's sometimes it just feels really good. Maybe when it's cold, when it's hot, it acts differently, but man. over straight away. What are you waiting for? Some people just don't know how to drive. So see, RPMs actually fall back pretty quick. I missed the ever-living daylights, heel toe, out of third just now. Oh my gosh, Becky. Woo. That hurt. That hurt my soul. I hurt my soul. Oh. Oh. Man. It's been so long I've driven that aggressive because of bad clutch that I guess I'm out of practice. Well, guys, I would say with that, armed with that information, go ahead, let me know in the comments what you think. Would you guys doing a CMAC conversion with an external slave? How many of you guys went with the heavy duty internal slave? What are your thoughts? Did you go with internal slave and then have to go back to a CMAC and put an external slave? Let me know what you did with your setup. I wanted to try something different. Everybody does the little J-Speed and the CMAC and stuff. It's beautiful kits. The Z1 external slave kit is, I heard, a little quirky. So the popular one is the Z-Speed one, which I guess now Soho owns. So let's have a little discussion in the comments. Let me know what you think. And once again, if you're this far in the video, come on guys, you know you're loving the content. Let's get a sub. Let's get a like. Go ahead, share it out. And let's grow this channel together. And until then guys, y'all take it easy.